Hello and welcome to the 2021 Percussion Ensemble Concert. I am Mr. Aya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm the percussion director for Sartarsha Middle School, Garcia Middle School, and Stephen F. Austin High School. So obviously things are a little bit different this year without an auditorium or even a band hall. My online beginners will recognize my little dungeon room here today. But regardless of the situation, we are proud to present to you some of the post-production performances that we put together this spring and some things in the fall from the high school. We're going to get started with our beginners first. Before we get started, I want to thank all my percussionists for dealing with all the things we had to deal with this year. We've had to find our way through all this craziness with online learning and construction, but I appreciate everybody trying to make the best out of the situation. Throughout the year, we tried to look for opportunities that this would present, and this is one of them. So although this is not a typical percussion ensemble concert, I think we all appreciate some of the things that we took for granted before, and we all learned some new skills. Well, without further ado, let's let the 2020-2021 beginners start our concert off with Release the Beginners.
Numerous occasions. The only sea creature I would even consider being eaten by is the Kraken. Because the last words I would hear are, "Release the Kraken." Release the Kraken.
What happened, Gage?
I let them balance.
All right. Yes, all right. Good job, beginners. I am so proud of my beginners this year, especially the online kids that went throughout the whole year online. I think I met my last 3 beginners in May in person for the first time. I will always remember this beginner group. I'm very proud of you guys. Very thankful that you guys are my students. You guys have really made so much improvement. And there are some things that are actually better than they've ever been before with my beginners. Although Mr. I gets onto you and tries to make sure you're improving and not just your percussion skills, but your maturity skills. I understand this part of the process. I'm lucky enough to see you grow up and make that progression to becoming a young adult. I'll always remember this year with my beginners, know how proud I am of you guys. Okay, next up we have our Sartarsha 7th and 8th graders. This year, with the schedule being a little bit different, Mr. Waits, the percussion director at Clements High School, was so kind to offer up his services first period as he had an opening. Some of those Sartarsha kids will end up going to him as well. So this was a great opportunity for those students to get to know him, and Mr. Waits is a master percussion teacher, and so we're very thankful that we get to work with him. In the spring, they worked on a piece called Funky Buckets, and it sounds like they had a lot of fun working on that. I missed them so much, but I'm so proud to see the work they did. Let's check it out. Funky Buckets. Ricky, Ricky. Good job, guys. Awesome. All right, I just want to acknowledge a couple of students here who made the region band in the fall, and that is Natalie Morales, Lindsay Gallegos, Anthony Rivera, and you'll see him in this next performance because he was online, and online Sartarsha kids stayed with me, streaming first period with the Garcia kids. Krithik Krishnan. And I'm also very proud that Sartarsha for the second year in a row had the most region band percussionists in the region band this year. So we want to congratulate those kids. And I really appreciate everybody who tried it for region band this year. It was very difficult to pull that off. Even if you didn't make region band this year, you grew from it, and it was a major accomplishment to make that recording and send it in. And I appreciate your efforts and overcoming the obstacles. Okay, next is our Garcia face-to-face kids and online Sartarsha and Garcia kids together in an ensemble called Technology. This is based on the melody from the original Mortal Kombat movie, so you'll recognize the theme, I think. We wanted to think of an opportunity to play something a little more fun and get everybody involved and just figure out the logistics later. And with the help of technology, we were able to put this together and make it happen. So, hope you enjoy Technology. job, guys. That was a lot of fun. So I want to recognize a couple of students from Garcia that made Region Band this year. These 3 students all made the top band at Region. So we had Arav Amin, Sham Patel, and first chair in the region, Kush Bajal. And this is the 3rd year in a row that Garcia either had the 2nd most Region kids or the most Region kids. Okay, before we start the high school performances, I just want to kind of acknowledge the journey we've been on with the high school. Starting in March of 2020, just before spring break, we recorded for our Midwest contest. Here's a montage of our 3 pieces that we submitted for the Midwest Clinic Percussion Ensemble contest. About a month into quarantine online school in the spring of 2020, we got this announcement.
I got some really big news for you guys. We have been invited to the Midwest Clinic. You did it. You won Midwest.
Nice.
Yeah, guys. You should be reacting.
So obviously we were thrilled, even though it was an atypical way of finding out. We were thrilled to have that win under our belt and helping us stay optimistic about the future, even though we didn't know what was going to lie ahead of us. The summer was pretty tough because we couldn't rehearse at all, and we didn't know if we were going to have a marching season or not. We brought in a couple of different clinicians to help me and the group kind of figure out our way through this online learning process.
That's really, really important, right? So the synchronous time, as a general rule of thumb, now this is coming from a pure virtual teacher, which I was.
We brought in some new tech staff to help us with different skills, and
That's when you know you're actually relaxed. So what we call this index finger right here, we call this the perch.
one of the things I've always wanted to learn myself and with my students is Konnakol, which is Indian traditional counting. So we brought in a clinician to teach us a little bit about the history and write a piece for us so we could learn how to perform Konnakol.
In India, there are 2 very large sort of umbrella classical traditions. First one is the Hindustani tradition, or if you hear somebody refer to North Indian classical music, what they're talking about is the Hindustani tradition. And that encompasses both
Now let's take a look at what I have composed for you guys. So what you guys should have received yesterday or this morning is the first half of a piece that Mr. Aya has asked me to write for you guys. And so this is a very, very common rhythmic phrase in South Indian drumming. And so
This was very challenging. It takes a lot of coordination. It's just a non-traditional way that these students have approached rhythm in coordination. So this helped us stretch. This was kind of a side project that we worked on for several months as it was very different for us. We were finally given the okay to start doing some small group rehearsals and get ready for our football season. Even though we didn't have a competitive marching show, we were trying to make sure percussion got an experience that helped keep them moving forward with their skills and making sure that next year we weren't starting from scratch. So the Drumline and Front Ensemble went ahead and learned our opener for the 2021 season, and we performed that as a feature at halftime. We did not have a June marching camp or a July percussion camp or even summer band. So there's a reason why we do those things, because it takes a lot of logistics and practice to make something magical happen like we do every year on the marching field. So here's a little bit of a montage of how we persevere through these obstacles. It made a lot of improvement under weird circumstances and short rehearsals. after the marching season, we decided to keep going with drumline and front ensemble so we could work on other skills that we didn't get to work on, and also to make sure the seniors were having a little bit more time on their drumline equipment. So we decided to, again, find the opportunities in these obstacles. So we decided to make reference recordings of our traditional cadences that can be used from year to year to year and passed down to each generation. And right before Christmas break, we shot a lot of video. So here is a preview of that. I want to recognize a couple high school kids that did well with Region Band. This year, Ariane Chintalipali made Freshman Region Band. He got second chair in Freshman Region Band. We had Joey make Region District Band, and Caleb made Region Concert Band. And Kai Calvadoras made it all the way to area and almost to All-State. So we're very proud of those guys. It was very hard to make Region Band this year for high school in our situation. So good job, guys. And thank you for all the people that did participate and learn all their music. Like I said, we had been working on our Konnakol Indian counting skills and a piece called Sugar Loops, written for us by Kyle Fortzoff, our Konnakol clinician. Without further ado, here is Sugar Loops by Stephen F. Austin High School Percussion.
Ta, ti, ge, na, tom. 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 Ta di ge na tom, 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 ta. Ta di ge na tom, 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 Takatera kita taka, takatimi takajona, takatera kita taka, takatera takatera kita taka, takatimi takajona, takatera kita taka, takata takajona ta, katakajona ta, katakajona ta, takatimi takajona ta, katakajona ta, katakajona ta, katakajona ta, takatimi takajona, Jonah, taka, Jonah, taka, taka, Jonah, taka, Jonah, taka, taka, dick, ding, ding, dick, ding, dick, ding, Dagatera keep the ta, tick the kata, gadi gain a ta, taka, taka, doom, taka, doom, taka, ta, ta, taka, ta, ta, taka, ta, taka, ta, ta, taka, ta, ta, taka, ta, taka, ta, taka, taka, Jonah. Tagadum, 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 dum, tagadum, 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 dum, tagadum, 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 dum.
Great job, guys. It's very difficult to do all that stuff. Thank you for humoring me and letting us try something new and grow from it. So good job, guys. I just have to give a specific shout out to Ensemble Block. Although we use Ensemble Block for everything from beginners all the way to the marching show, if we hadn't had Ensemble Block with this Konnakol stuff, I think although there was no way to avoid the challenge of this, Ensemble Block definitely helped. It helped me as the teacher, so I know it helped the students. So as you already know, we won Midwest, and we, even though it was canceled for 2020, we are invited in 2021 and perform on an international stage in Chicago in December. So we have 9 pieces of music that we have to play to fill an hour concert in Chicago in December. So we have already started on this music. We have all 9 pieces passed out. We have started on 8 of 9 of them, and we have finished 5 out of 9, although we have a lot of work to do in the fall to get it to the level that we want it to be for our once-in-a-lifetime prestigious performance in Chicago. Here's an early preview of our Midwest ensembles. Going to Chicago is going to be awesome, but it does cost each individual a certain amount of money. So if you'd like to donate to a certain student, I will put a link in the description, and you can help us get to Midwest. All right, from marching season to concert season to Midwest, it takes a village to support these percussionists, and I appreciate everybody so much. We have put together a quick thank you to people that just brought us food, all the way to people that helped us find a space to practice during construction and everything in between. There are just so many people that have helped us in so many ways, but here are a few people that we would like to say thank you to.
Thank you, Jim Drew.
Thank you, Senior Chief.
Thank you, Ray Chapa.
Thank you, Heath Dillard.
Thank you, Benson Kwan.
Thank you, Evan and Nicole Infesti.
Thank you, Selena Kaczynski.
Thank you, Jeff Penalper.
Thank you, Dr. Matt Lamb and HBU.
Thank you, Tan Trong.
Thank you, Dr. Bradley Meyer.
Thank you, Gary Markham.
Thank you to Morgan Tao.
Thank you, Kyle Forsoff.
Thank you, Ivan Trevino.
Thank you, Brett Kuhn.
Thank you, Harley Stahl.
Thank you, Christian Gonzalez.
Thank you, John Wang.
Thank you, Henry Williams.
Thank you, Cameron Figueroa.
Thank you, Adam Winkin and Colton Hines.
Thank you, Wei Pan and Ensemble Block.
Thank you, Band Booster Club.
Wait.
Thank you, Cameron Figueroa.
This is so weird. Okay.
I know.
When I say it.
Go. I want to acknowledge a couple people myself. I'd like to thank Jeff Osmore, who helped me navigate and plan for this year. I want to thank all the parents for all the rides and getting equipment home and communication and making sure that your student is set up for success. I want to thank the seniors for all your hard work. It is a major accomplishment to make it through band 7 years, and we will miss you guys so much. Seniors, you did not flake out at all, and I really appreciate that, and I'm really just going to miss you guys a lot, and we hope to see you come around and check out our progress next year. I want to thank all the middle school and high school band staff, especially the head director, Ryan Demkovich. He really helped us out with a lot of things behind the scenes with getting ready for Midwest. We are so lucky that we have a head director that recognizes the goals of the percussion and understands the things that we need to have in place to have a successful percussion program. And so we really appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Ryan, the T-Bone King of Bone, Demkovich. And on a personal note, I'd like to thank my family and my wife. My job requires a lot of logistics and hours after school. I take a lot of work home with me, including editing this video. So I appreciate my wife, Laura, and all the love and support and encouragement that you give me all the time. Thank you so much. So the last thing we have before we go, a little video from the seniors that they put together. And so hope you enjoy the seniors tribute video.
The place where I think all the fun begins. What you don't see is what you believe, but to be is the place where the angels dance. What you don't hear is the voice of fear. When you get past that is when your life appears. What you don't touch is what you won't clutch, but you'll latch on tight when the coast is clear. If I could travel through time, I think would tell myself from the past, you'll be fine.
Hey guys, thank you so much for your patience and watching this concert. We look forward to our Midwest preview concerts later on in the fall, and then our May 20th concert with the one and only Lalo Davila. Get out your dancing shoes. We're going to have a good old time in the brand new auditorium with our good friend Lalo Davila. It's going to be a blast. Can't wait. See you then.
concern, but you are